Toastmasters and guests. I am newly enthused about running again. I was always a runner, and when I was a kid, I ran everywhere. I was very athletic, and early in my career, I logged a lot of miles. But since the birth of my daughter, who's 3 now, I had to stop running. There just wasn't a good trail that I could run on with the stroller safely, and it just wasn't working out. I started hiking instead of her. But last fall, I decided to start up running again. And you know, I just felt like my body was being jarred, my muscles needed to be retrained, and I just didn't feel good. I had to retrain the muscles, and when I was complaining about my Achilles injury to my friend, he told me about this book he was reading. It's called Born to Run. Has any of you read this book? Well, I highly recommend it. You'll find out. It's about the author's study of modern-day running and his fascination with these native Mexican Indians and their ability to run hundreds of miles without injury or much rest at all. The book outlines how running steadily for hours is not only therapeutic but natural, that we as humans evolved running a lot, and now through modern day times we just stopped running and we got out of the habit and physically out of the physical ability to do it. And so this book has formed sort of a running revolution, and people are changing the style, getting fewer injuries, and there's a lot more people that are running longer distances now that they're trying the new techniques that the book outlines. So let me tell you about this tribe. They're located in Mexico's isolated Copper Canyons, and the tribe is called the Tarahumara Indians. They have honed in on the ability to run hundreds of miles easily, which is fascinating because they have a simple diet. They're like 500 years behind our modern world. They have no automobiles, no electricity, or running water, telephone, access to stores, etc. They live in some of the most extreme geography in the world, very dry, very deep canyons. And you know, the fascinating thing is that they run extreme distances in these conditions without really breaking much of a sweat or getting injured. And it's amazing because their lack of technology really seems to be the thing that is making them have an advantage over us that have all the technology. So it's very interesting. So what are their secrets? Through many years of research, it seems as though the answer is this. We've got our shoes all wrong. How many of you think that the more you pay for running shoes, the better they'll be? Yeah, right? And those of you that are runners, $100, you might be able to find them on sale, every couple months, right? Okay, well that seems to be a common myth. And, before these super padded tennis shoes, huge pads, in 1972, Nike developers really changed the way we know running as we know it today. These two developers 40 years ago developed these modern cushioned shoes for your heels. Before we had these cushioned shoes for your heels, we had really fairly flat shoes that didn't have much cushion at all. We ran differently. The gel-based cushioning and support made us taught people to land on their heels when instead the natural landing area is the ball of your foot. The ball of your foot, right here. Right here. Yeah. I don't have my shoes on, I should have brought them. The foot had to be strong because the shoes were not. And so that makes a whole lot of sense. And not only your foot and the ball of your foot was used to being landed on, but your arch was strong. Their muscles in your foot, which you do have muscles in your foot, were strong. And as we run differently and landed on our heels, this continuous, unnatural position that runners are putting themselves into or subjecting themselves into major injuries through time. It's very interesting, this unintended consequence of the modern running shoe allowing us to run unnaturally and therefore causing problems with the mechanics of our body. And there's a quote in the book, it's pretty fun. A shoe shouldn't be a lazy boy recliner because your foot will get lazy. Right? Okay, so the author feels like the running is dangerous if it's done incorrectly and amazing if it's done properly. And he outlines some of the reasons why the Tarahumara are good people to emulate because they are super athletes. First of all is their technique. How do you learn how to run correctly? Well, he says that he claims that barefoot running will help you learn like you were supposed to. Barefoot, you can imagine. But it's true. And I've tried running barefoot, and I was a little paranoid of glass thorns or whatever else doggy do in the grass. I didn't really get up a sweat, but I did understand the concept is when you run in barefoot, you run a whole lot differently than when you run with shoes. Here's the advantages of barefoot. You land on the balls of your foot. You land lightly. You take smaller steps and you consciously have an upright, good posture. Your knees are bent, driving forward, and your heels are kicking back. Try it. I really highly recommend it, and it'll be hard to retrain your body, but it'll help you learn this new technique of running. The other thing that the Tarahumara Indians have is a good diet of vegetables. They eat salads for breakfast, vegetables, whole grains, yams, and small portions, very small portions of lean meat on occasion. The other thing they have is clear-headedness. You have to have a lighthearted spirit and a positive attitude. These people are ultra runners, and they all run and they all enjoy it. They get this extreme joy, and you guys all have heard of endorphins. Endorphins help you get through the big run. Well, they have it all the time, and most all of them are happy about how they're running. The mental clarity really shows. So in my conclusion, I'd like to really reemphasize to you that this does not have to be complex. In fact, it's totally simple. Running barefoot or with the cheapest, flattest soles possible will teach you how to run correctly and physically correctly. And enjoying running and be happy about it will help you run better and longer distances. If you follow these rules, these new techniques should come naturally to you. Now, I like the quotation in the book, you don't stop running because you get old. You get old because you stop running. So it might take me a while to slowly transition from feeling like my body is old, but I will become a runner again. And so I have to ask the question to you, were you born to run? And if you were, I highly recommend this book.